Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a 2015 Chevrolet Malibu. Check engine light, codes P16CF and P16D0. We'll go through a little diagnostic process. We're going to do this repair in the parking lot of the customer's job. So let's get into it. P16CF intake rocker arm solenoid valve 2 control circuit, and P16D0 intake rocker arm solenoid valve 2 stuck off. So let's go check out the rocker arm solenoid and verify the fault. First thing I would check is the oil level in these cars. To gain access to the rocker arm solenoid, it is right here. So we're going to remove the intake cover and remove the intake tube and see if we can get better access to diagnosing. It's 3 T30 bolts. Okay, we're going to work on removing the intake tube. You can loosen the clamps. They're 8 millimeters. There's one there, and there's one down there, and then there's a 10 millimeter bolt right here. Okay, before taking the intake tube off, we'll have to take this hose off. Just slide the tab out. So I've got the clamps loose, and we'll take the 10 millimeter out. So there's two sides of the intake tube for the PCV system. There's that side, and then it's connected with another one here on top. So just you can either disconnect them both, is what I did, or you can try disconnecting it from the intake. I just found it easier. They came off easier disconnecting it from the engine. Now we're going to disconnect the connector, push the red tab in, and then next we'll work on removing the intake. Not intake. Next we'll work on removing the solenoid. Okay, it's 3 10 millimeter bolts here. There's one there, and right there. So taking the 3 bolts out, it's pretty simple. They're really easy to get to with just a gear wrench. Testing this, we're going to, the middle pin is going to be our common, and then the pins on the left and right are going to be our control side for solenoids 1 and 2. So we're going to ohm it out, and then we'll check each solenoid. So this is the solenoid side that's bad. We're about 26 ohms. The other side runs about 12, which is where it's supposed to be. One thing, if you wanted just to compare, you could go off of a brand new one. Now, who's to say that new one's is correct, but most likely it is, without getting in depth and trying to find specs. That's one easier way to do it. I'm just using, you can use a basic digital voltmeter and just checking resistance. It's just, so that's the bad side, that's the good side. Alright, we're just going to clean up the surface free of oil. New part, comes with new bolts. It's got these little plastic sleeves on it to kind of help hold the bolt in place as you get it started. So I have to put the phone down just to get this back in. It's not hard to do. All right, rocker arm solenoid is in place and bolts are tight. Reconnect it, and we'll work on putting our intake tube back on. So I got 2 PCV hoses connected back. This one was a little bit more of a struggle, shorter, less flexible. So it actually might be easier to, if you just take it off from the intake tube. But I was able to eventually work it back on, and they do twist just a little bit, but it's back on there. And then tighten our 8 millimeter clamps and that clamp too. Our engine cover, you do gotta take the oil cap off to do that. Okay, so we got our scan tool hooked up. We're going to go clear the codes, and then we're going to see if we can do a self-test. So far, this is better because it wouldn't even let us get this far. So the P16CF code, the control circuit, has passed. Let's see. There it is. We test drove the car. Car drives good. So after the repair, they highly recommend changing the oil. The oil was just changed a couple weeks ago, so there's no need to do it this time around. But you know, check the oil level. Oil level is good, but I consider this one wrapped up. It is not a hard repair. So if you like what you saw today, give us a thumbs up. You know, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate you watching.